Over to you, Dana.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is our first CEO call, community activation event of 2022. So we're really excited to welcome you. I'm so excited I can barely talk, actually. I went for 2 walks before this to try and ground myself, and I moved to a nice land-based area where there's tons of hiking trails, so I can do that more often as well. So just as we get started here, please introduce yourself and let us know what CEO means to you in the chat, or why you're here today. And just to get things started, I'm going to pass it over to Lisa, who will be doing our land acknowledgement.
Wonderful. Oops. Mute myself. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Hi, everyone. My name is Lisa Burcharts, and I'm really fortunate to live, work, and play here in Toronto. And as settlers, we're grateful for the opportunity to meet here. And we want to take this opportunity to thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land from the very beginning. Long before today, as we gather here, there have been First Nations peoples who have been the stewards of this place. And so we acknowledge that the land that we're meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples. And it's now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit and Métis peoples. The treaty that speaks to most of the land that the City of Toronto occupies is Treaty 13. And this is also known as the Dish with One Spoon territory. And this is a treaty between the Anishinaabe, the Mississaugas, and Haudenosaunee. The dish represents what's now Southern Ontario. And we all eat out of the dish, all of us that share this territory, with only one spoon. That means that there are no knives, and we have the opportunity to share the responsibility of ensuring that the dish is never empty. And this means taking care of the land and the creatures we share it with. And so we are all responsible for keeping the peace. And so as settlers, this recognition of the contributions and the historic importance of Indigenous peoples must also be clearly and overtly connected to our collective commitment to make the promise and the challenge of truth and reconciliation real in our communities, and in particular, to bring justice for murdered and missing Indigenous women and girls across our country. Thank you so much. It's so great to be here with you all.
And thank you, Lisa. That was very beautiful to listen to, and I really appreciate the tension behind your land acknowledgement as well. So for today, our objective of the call is to get to meet one another, the CEO community, experience some of the magic that comes with the Ask Give, hearing from ventures, and for guests to really have an opportunity to join the network and meet the CEO team. So I'm just gonna take a deep breath because I'm still really excited. I'm so sorry. This is my second time hosting, and I thought I would go a lot smoother this time, but I'm actually more amped up. So again, it's really just experience the CEO magic here and have an opportunity to join our network. So these calls occur once a month, and they're an opportunity for the activators, which is something that I am, to get to invite our guests, our friends, and our loved ones, and other people that might be interested to learn more about CEO. So how it's going to go today is we're going to have some inspiration and intention from the founder, Vicky Sanders. Then we're going to hear from activator Janaea Winmar. Then we're going to break off into one-on-one pairs to connect with someone in the community that you may not have met before. We're going to hear from Nina Carey of Foldswear. And then finally, we're going to break out into some groups to connect with folks and around the core CEO programming and topics, and then come back to the main room for reflections and close. So just before we dive into that, we're going to be watching a quick video. So I'm going to pass it over to Natalie to go ahead with that.
Six years ago, 500 women stepped in and followed the dream.
This is really a global network of change.
I want to build a legacy. You can't do that alone.
It gave us a vehicle to make the change that we wanted to see.
You know, I found my people, right?
You had to be created as a community because all of those other systems failed. And so the honesty around how really hard it is has been refreshing and inspiring.
They are serious when they say that they are interested and invested wholly on the well-being of entrepreneurs who are literally taking care of the world's to-do list.
If you need something for your business, please ask for it. This is your space, this is your time.
It didn't feel like closed doors anymore. It just felt like the more I asked, the more doors that opened.
We had the support we needed to finally believe in ourselves and grow.
I always knew that there was a different way to do business.
SHEO has put us on the radar for the federal government. Now we've just received over $500,000.
It's because of that group that I felt safe enough, that I felt strong enough to root down and to stand up and to ask for what I need.
We need your voices because our world is stuttering, and we need your wisdom and knowledge and your feistiness.
At SHEO, we often talk about how transforming systems start with transforming ourselves. And I do think that this work, this personal work that's often extremely uncomfortable, is really where we need to start.
And if you need a kick in the butt, dream it, design it, quit screwing around, and just do it.
We believe here at SHEO that everyone has something to give and contribute, no matter what age or stage you're at.
All of my dreams are coming true that I've been dreaming for a long, long time.
Amazing. So as you can see, there's a ton of energy in this community. You've heard some really inspiring words, and you've gotten to hear from both activators and ventures. So now we're going to pass it over to Vicki to hear some storytelling about how this all came to be in the first place.
Thank you, Dana. And yeah, I'm not going to share any of that, how it came to be. Again, like you, I have been like all day long thinking about this call. What do I want to say? What needs to come through? I was having such a hard time. There must be something energetically going on today. So I'm just going to own it too. If you want me to explain everything, it's just not going to happen. It's just not, it's not coming out of me today. But this is what is going to come out of me from, I went and I pulled a card, which I often do. So I pulled a card before the call to ask, what do people need to hear today? And the card that I pulled was Kairos. B, I'm looking at you. Kairos means a time when conditions are right for the accomplishment of a crucial action. The opportune and decisive moment. I thought that was a bit cheeky from the universe, you? I mean, it's a global activation call tonight, and the card I pull is a time when conditions are right for the accomplishment of a crucial action. Kind of amazing. And this is really the kind of thing that happens at SHEO all the time, what we call SHEO magic. So one phrase that really struck out as I was reading through the card was, our actions can change the trajectory of our whole life. And activating into this community is a gift to yourself to experience yourself anew and to shift your trajectory. We have so many things to unlearn. We've been so conditioned in so many things, like scarcity, which doesn't exist, like that we have to do things alone, that we're isolated, that we're not enough. All of these things are conditioned into us. And the only way to get them out is to experience a different environment, have a different experience of ourselves. And that's what we're doing here. This community is literally an experiment in showing up in new ways, centering around kindness and curiosity and love, with hospitality that hopefully feels like a warm hug. Our natural state as humans is really to be in relationship with one another. So everything here is designed for you to get into deeper relationship with yourself and with others. We have a credo, which is getting updated, but I wanted to pull some of the lines from it that really kind of speak to what we're here to do. And just to say, I know there's a lot of activators on the call too, but I don't think you can hear some of this stuff enough. At SHEO, we practice radical generosity, which we believe is core to creating a new model in a better world. And that's being radically generous to yourself as well as to others. It's way too easy, especially these days, to be judgmental and grumpy and to be unkind to each other. Practicing radical generosity literally transforms your health. If you Google it, you can literally see that generosity improves your well-being. It's kind of wild that this is true. We have all that we need in this network to reach our potential. You got dreams? We heard about it from Tira on the video. We're here to hold space for you with those dreams, to open doors for you, to help remove obstacles and encourage you along the way. If you just got a bit itchy when I said love, I know that's the third time I've done it in about 3 minutes, you'll get used to it. We use it a lot here. In fact, we don't have a sales funnel. We have a love funnel. We talk about this at SheEO. How do we get you into the love funnel? How do we love you into this community and on the way to your dreams? At SheEO, love is a power word. If you need something in this community, we're going to practice it a little bit later. Please ask. You are surrounded by people who are here to help you. We're all at different ages and stages. We really believe that everyone here has something to give and something to offer. And everything is really built on trust and building trust amongst each other. So relationships, trust, generosity. Many of us are here. There's this word that keeps spinning around the universe around agency, how we need to like build our agency. I find it a little bit too jargony, but this idea of each of us feeling like we can be part of the change, building our agency is really a very important muscle to build. Everything that we're surrounded by that isn't working for us is made up so we can change it. And one of the things that we have to figure out is how to change, how to use what we see around us, how to recognize where we're stuck and when we're being conditioned into a way of being that no longer serves us and how to get out of it. And in February, we're starting 4 learning tracks. This is a new thing for activators. Anyone who's in the community can participate in these for free. They're focused around finance. What are the stories we're told about money? And how do we decondition ourselves from that so that we can get to a different experience of ourselves with money? With our mindsets, what's holding us back and how can we get to a stronger version of ourselves? How to run businesses in totally different ways. We're going to have all these sessions around it. And as I started to look through all these, I think, oh, we're actually, today this came up in one of my calls, we shouldn't call these learning tracks. We should call these unlearning tracks, because that's really what we're focused on. We're focused on unlearning a lot of the behaviors that have kept us smaller, feeling isolated, feeling like we don't have enough, feeling that we aren't enough. So a lot of the work that we're doing in this community is to transform our own beliefs about ourselves. And we practice that in a kind of cool way. We have a shared project here where every single year, we are selecting ventures who are working on the world's to-do list, critical priorities. We're focused on like practically getting things done here that really matter. Everything is purpose-driven. So our shared project is funding ventures and bringing all that we have to support those ventures, whether it's our expertise, it's our networks and our connections, any power or influence we might have, becoming customers. So when we work together, picking these ventures, selecting them as a community, and then getting behind them to help them support, to do the work that they're here to do in the world, the impact that they're here to have, we start to go, wow, look at what she's doing. Look at what they're doing. They're making a huge impact. What else could I be doing? And it starts to get us dreaming bigger about ourselves. So it's a bit of an interesting sort of cycle that we have here, where we recognize that in order to change things in the world, we have to change ourselves. And it's this continuous process of growth and unlearning and experiencing and showing up, and everything is on your own terms. You can come every week. You can come once a month. You can come once a quarter. There's lots of ways to get information about what's going on here, but you do you. You set your own boundaries. You show up how you want to. It's quite different than other places. There's no right way to participate here, but we will help you wayfind if you would like help. And if you're just a go-getter that wants to just go take off and experience everything, you can do that too. So I'm really happy that you're here. Being a human these days is a lot easier when you're in relationship with others as opposed to isolated by yourself. We would love to be in relationship with you. We welcome you in with open arms, and we're really excited. May these actions change the trajectory of your life. Kairos. Back to you. Thanks, Dana.
I love that. Thank you so much. And love is a power word. I think that's going to stick forever. I know in my family, we use it a lot. So it's nice to find another family that also values that so much. So next we're gonna move over and we're gonna be talking to Jainea, and we're going to hear about her experience as an Australian activator. So I will pass it over.
Hi everyone, my name's Naomi. I'm a Noongar Ballabong woman from Western Australia in Australia, as you know. I am currently living in Melbourne, which is Naarm for those of you who don't know. And the community of SHEO is an amazing community, like even just introducing ourselves and our acknowledgement. And Lisa, thank you so much for that amazing acknowledgement. I have cousins that live in Toronto, so it's one of my favourite places to go. So it was, yeah, so heartwarming that you did that acknowledgement so beautifully. And that's what the network's all about. It's everything that we do is genuine and heartfelt. The support, the space holding, all of the good stuff that we don't normally get in a corporate world, you find at SHEO. And that's why I'm trying to remember how long I've been an activator for. I think this is almost my 3rd year, because it's just a network that you just want to be a part of, and you have support from amazing women all across the globe at the moment. So it's one of those things that you reach out in the network, because the platforms are so easy to use. Like you've got Slack if you want to use Slack, you've got the website if you want to use the website, but then everyone's always connected on LinkedIn as well. So we're liking, sharing and supporting that lateral love, as opposed to lateral violence that we normally experience in those kind of platforms. So that's the crust of what my experience and why I keep coming back is because there's an amazing network. Even just logging on today and having 4 or 5 women kind of just reach out and say Happy New Year because we haven't touched base yet. So I think that's really important too, to have that community that's there for you through highs and lows, because we've gone through a few pandemics, a lot of lockdown, a lot of business closure, a lot of relationship issues as a result of all of that stuff, and that bond that we have shared through that experience. Like I personally came back from Latin America at the start of pandemic whenever it first started. It feels like it's been going on forever, and I lost 80 grand worth of work. And the support network that I had through the SHEO was, what can we do to help you? How can we sort this out? What work can we be giving you? And being locked down in Melbourne and not being able to go out and actually see people face to face, where I do a lot of consultancy work, and that's what it's all about, face to face. So switching to a digital platform, reaching out to a lot of our techies and going, hey, how do I do this? Like, how do you connect with people virtually? And SHEO did that effortlessly, so that was amazing for me. So yeah, so a lot of amazingness, a lot of love, and a lot of networking. And if you need me, reach out and definitely add me on LinkedIn. We're all around everywhere, so thank you for having me today.
Thank you so much. It was great hearing your experience as well. And I know we haven't crossed paths yet, so I'm excited to connect with you as well. So we're going to chat a little bit next about one-on-ones. And this is something I'm really excited about because I'm coming up on my 1 year as an activator. And one of my favorite parts about that was the SHEO Summit, when we got to do some one-on-ones. And I met one of my favorite people in the world, Nick, and we talk almost every month. And she has just become like the second mom to me, and calls herself that too, openly, and is very proud of that. And I'm very proud that she is that too. And we met here on a one-on-one call. So it really makes a difference, the people you can meet, whether it's business or personal. I cannot talk strongly enough about the one-on-ones. So at SHEO especially, I just want to make sure I say about why it's important to them too, not just on my own experience, but best work is done when we're in relationship together. And they're now doing this by hosting events twice a month called SHEO Connects. And that's a time to connect one-on-one in pairs with other members of the community. And so right now we're going to do a quick one-on-one connect session to give you a taste of what you can expect. And this is your chance to introduce yourself and meet another person in the community. So in a moment, you'll be put into a breakout room with another person here. And so feel free to share about yourself and what SHEO means to you, and enjoy meeting someone new.
Perfect. So you'll have 5 very quick minutes in your breakout. If you're not paired with someone immediately, sit tight and I promise we'll find you someone to chat with. See you soon.
Amazing. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. So I just want to quickly reflect a little bit on my experience, since we were talking a bit about the learning tracks. And I was just saying how they start in February. So if anyone is interested in those, now is like the best time to sign up for them. Or if you haven't activated and you've been thinking about it, I've gone to a couple of the learning events so far, and I can only rave about the experience. So this is my little reminder to all of you as well. So next we're going to move over to Foldswear, and we're going to hear from Nina. So I'm going to pass that on over.
Hi, everyone. So daunting because I could just see myself. Okay, there, now I see everyone. That's a lot better. My name is Nina Carey. I am the founder of Foldswear. Originally, before COVID-19, I've had a clothing line called Noni. It was taken international when Meghan Markle wore us after she married Prince Harry. And I got in trouble with that with the media when I said just Harry. And my pivot when COVID-19 hit, because I felt so guilty asking women or people to spend so much money on things that they didn't necessarily need. And I feel like we need to control our consumption and the waste right now anyways, and really become more aware of that. So I knew when COVID came that my next step would have to be something that's way more fulfilling and good for the environment. And so at that time, I retooled our factory and we started making medical masks. And being in that industry so much with healthcare workers, I was just shocked to see the lack of attention that they got. These people were at the front lines fighting this virus, working 16 hours a day, and they were wearing these bulky or boxy scrubs, these uniforms that weren't comfortable, and they offer zero protection, pretty much do nothing for them. And so I thought to myself, I can do this. I design for the working woman. I can do this for these people and make them something more comfortable and something that's more functional, because they carry so much stuff on them and they need so many pockets. So I started talking to a lot of healthcare professionals, interviewing them. And then I also I have a degree in engineering. So I started to learn everything I could about textile technologies, and I learned about nanotechnologies and how we can make antiviral fabrics by fusing certain metals like silver, copper, carbon, titanium to the ions in the fabric. And so I got to work on that, and the fabric itself has 4-way stretch, which allows the wearer to move and be comfortable. Very fashionable, very, I wanted to give healthcare workers something that they can love to wear and look forward to wearing when they go to work. And that's the feedback I get constantly. It makes me feel good. I can't go back and get my MD and help them fight COVID, but hearing from them saying that they feel so good wearing this and they're so happy to have that type of attention, it's so nice. I launched Folds last year. It's been a year now, and we are constantly sold out. I'm always about 200 orders behind. I traveled to Spain, just got back from Spain, and we are now partners with the tech company. So I have exclusivity on the technology that we use, and they own the patents. And I actually have it for all of the uniforms, because we're realizing airlines, everyone, people need better protection. People who are constantly on the front lines need to be prepared. And these pandemics, I think we all kind of know now, they're not really going anywhere, and there could be potentially more coming. And it's a time to start taking care of these healthcare professionals. And the healthcare industry is also growing really rapidly right now and will be for the next decade. So our scrubs are, the website's foldswear.com. We constantly sell out when we launch a new limited edition color. We get 80% returning customers coming back to buy more. That's the other thing about scrubs, is that once you buy one, you kind of have to keep buying them every couple of months. They're a uniform. We've done very well in sales. Our company valuation right now, our only competitor is Figs in the US, and they just went public, and the industry is a $67 billion industry because it's not tapped. Like, no one is doing this. So our company valuation is quite high. And when I got back from Spain, I've just been organizing, raising money. I've started a seed round with my friends and family to give them an opportunity to come into this incredible thing that I'm doing. Trying to talk my parents into doing it too. But basically right now we're doing $50,000 for 0.25% of the company. And it's tight. We're closing our seed round next week. And what we're going to do is our goal was 300,000. We've now raised more than 500. So we're going to go for $1 million. And I want to just market the heck out of folds. We are growing by word of mouth. We haven't even introduced folds to the world. And I just want to get the Hungary factory that we just brought on is giving us great terms for paying them. We were able to get the product and then pay them after we've sold it. We have the partnership with my mail now, with my tech lab. So we got great payment terms with them. So the money would be basically spent on hiring a great marketing person who can really help us break into the US this year and set up distribution out there. And then after that, because of the Hungary factory, we're going to set up distribution for Europe out there. So it's a very busy time for us. And Shio has been super, super helpful. I don't know how I would have done this alone without my coach helping me. It's been such a steep learning curve, scaling so fast and growing so fast. And it's very fulfilling. And I really hope that some of you would come along with us on this extremely amazing journey that we're on, helping healthcare professionals. And there's just so much more that we have coming. I hope I think I went through everything. That was a lot. I only have 5 minutes.
I'm clapping for you. That was fantastic. And in case you didn't mention, also made of recycled material too, right?
Oh my gosh, that was, I'm like, I know I'm forgetting something. Yes, it's recyclable. Yes. So everything is made out of airbags and old rugs. And when you send back your scrubs, we repolymerize them and pull more fibers out of them. We are carbon neutral. We do not pollute the water when we color, and we do not pollute the air. We have zero microfiber and zero microplastic release. So super, super sustainable. And we're a full circle company.
Yay. He's so happy. I don't know about any of you if you've ever been in scrubs. I used to work at an animal hospital and know exactly what she's talking about with the scrubs. Like, this is like, I'm so happy that like all of these people are going to get to wear better scrubs because they were not great before.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, we give so much attention to athletes all the time, and they have their own lines, but like hardly anything for these healthcare workers.
Amazing. So thank you so much, Nina, for sharing that. And that's a great example about what the ventures here are doing. So if you're not sure what it means to help ventures working on the world's to-do list, you just heard it right there. That's a great way to show the impact. So for first timers here on the call, we're now going to go into our breakout rooms. And this is an opportunity for you to ask any questions about the CEO community or the activator experience. So if you're the first time here, I think that there's a little note to have a special character at the start. Is it, sorry, can someone help me out with what it looks like if you're new?
Yeah, if you put a little star in front of your name, you're going to be popped into a breakout room that is specifically for people who are here for the first time. Many of you will be in other breakout rooms where you'll get to practice a little bit of our community resourcing, sharing what you need help with, and sharing how you can help others.
Amazing. And then just before we do that, I was reminded that we do have a poll. We want to know how it was like to hear about Nina's story and how everyone received that. So we're just going to ask right now if you can do a quick poll.
Perfect. So the poll's up on your screen, and you'll be able to see if you click if you'd like to join Nina and find out more information about her. We are going to launch the breakout rooms now. You're automatically going to get moved in, and you'll have about 18 minutes until we get back. We'll see you all soon.
You may have seen a prompt to add 3 words about your experience to the chat. We just want to kind of hear how it was getting to meet one another and getting to experience Ask Give and go through the breakout. So I'm going to quickly hand it over now to Jessie. We're going to be doing a quick Zoom poll and also a photo and talk about the activator experience. And then that will kind of wrap us up and we'll talk about next steps. So I'll pass it over to Jessie.
Thank you, Dana, and thank you everyone for joining our call today. It's so nice to see your faces on our first global activation event of the new year. I know, especially for first-time guests, that you heard a lot today, heard from a lot of different speakers, lots of energy and stories that were shared. But I just wanted to take a moment to highlight, if you are interested in activating, some of the core experiences that you can be part of in the SheEO community. So the first is having a welcome experience. So when you activate, you'll be invited to a group welcome call. Many are hosted by the wonderfully enthusiastic Nat that we have on the call today, or you can have a one-on-one coffee chat with another activator to hear about their experience. A big reason why folks activate is to be part of this incredible, radically generous community. So there are lots of ways to get involved with the community, including events, the SheEO Connects call that Dana mentioned, where you get to meet lots of different folks on one-on-one breakout pairs, and joining and registering for the learning tracks that are starting in February on venture, mindset, systems, and finance. For those folks who are joining from Canada, the US, or the UK, the second round of voting to select the new SheEO Ventures launches tomorrow. So from tomorrow through till January 30th, it's an amazing opportunity to review the semi-finalists, some of whom are on today's call, and to help decide which ventures, which entrepreneurs we will collectively support and fund this year. So each year per country, there's 2 rounds of online voting that you can participate in. Then we'll announce the ventures, and all throughout the year, there are lots of opportunities to get to action on the world's to-do list, whether it's through the learning tracks, joining a deep dive, or being part of a working group. So if you're interested in activating, it's really simple. Arden's going to drop the link in the chat now. You just select your region and your payments, whether you want to go monthly or annual. And from there, sharing your name and email, and immediately you'll be invited to start participating in the community, to start joining calls and events, to start learning together in community with all of us. So we're going to launch a quick Zoom poll now. For those who are interested, we would love to hear if you met folks on today's call that you'd like to keep in touch with. If you're interested in getting involved, whether by activating, reactivating, and or applying as a venture. And for those who are interested in activating, especially if you're a first-time guest, let us know if you'd like to have a one-on-one coffee chat with another activator in the community to learn more and hear about their experience. So I'll give you a moment to fill that out. And then in the meantime, I'm going to go on gallery view here, and we would love to take some group photos with everyone gathered here today so we can share and amplify the experience that we had today on LinkedIn. We will tag you all. Steph will do that tomorrow, and then we'd love to for you to invite friends to join us next time. So on the count of 3, I'll invite you to share a pose or an energy with how you're feeling in this moment, surrounded by radical generosity. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to move to the second screen. Hold those poses. 1, 2, 3. And the third screen. 1, 2, 3. And the fourth screen. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. I will pass it back to Dana.
All right, just last minute here. Just an absolute big thank you to the SheEO team for organizing this and bringing us all together and creating space for us to connect in a really safe way. As an activator, I really encourage anyone on this call that isn't already to activate. It's a life-changing experience and the best community. It's $92 a month, and it's the best money you'll ever spend. So as always, there'll be a post on LinkedIn about this call with a picture if you want to share or tag anyone or invite for the next one. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining, and I hope that everyone has an amazing evening or time of day wherever you are.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.